When it comes to the Syracuse Vipers football team, there are no big names on the roster, no big contracts, and most importantly, no promises of glory. Just big men with big hearts who play football for the love of the game. Today, this championship team takes the field in memory of Jenna Greashopper, a daughter and a friend taken too soon.
Jenna wasn't much of a football fan, but she's smiling tonight just watching you guys.
It's the Jenna Bowl, a game for a good cause, and it's next on WTVH5. Live from Liverpool High School, WTVH5 is proud to present the first ever Jenna Bowl. It's the Marlboro Shamrocks against the Syracuse Vipers, and there's the trophy that is on the line today here in Liverpool. That is the Jenna Bowl trophy. Well, hello everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in as we present the Jenna Bowl. I'm Sports Director Kevin Marr, joined by Bill Callahan, and we've got a great game for you here. It's minor league football, but certainly, Bill, nothing small about these two teams.
No, that's for sure. Marlboro Shamrocks, a national champion and a champion of the Eastern Football League. And, of course, the Syracuse Vipers, champion of the Empire Football League. Both the Empire League and the Eastern League in minor league football are rated AAA. That's the highest rating. So you're seeing two of the best in the country here. And one other point, even though this is non-league play, minor league football, very much like college football, every game counts towards the national standings and championship play after league play.
All right, so this is a preseason game. It certainly will not be played like one. These two teams are going to take it very seriously. So that'll do it from here. After we come back from a break, we'll set the starting lineups. Then it's kickoff of the first ever Jenna Bowl.
The Empire Football League, Syracuse Vipers, and Marlboro Shamrocks Jenna Bowl game is brought to you by Ford, East Syracuse Chevy, PNC, Consumer Credit Counseling, and your local Dodge dealer.
It's underway, New York. Now through this Sunday, we declared independence from high prices at Fusillo's. Hey, I'm Tom Parkin, right here at the Auto Mall, up the street in Watertown, at Fusillo Mitsubishi, at Fusillo Import Auto Mall. Everything is at the right price now through this
Slashed up pretty good, buddy. Look at this one. Slashed up pretty good.
What did you do here?
I slashed it all day yesterday. I'm slashing prices.
Every car, every truck, every van,
Now's
every
the time,
sport utility, imports
urgent,
and domestic.
Tom, urgent.
Now through Sunday, folks.
One word
Don't miss
explains
it
it
this
all,
weekend.
Tom Park. Give it to him.
Huge.
All hail the king. The king of beers is Budweiser, the official beer of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. Whether you're a ticket holder who's planning to catch a winning tag bass, or you're just hanging at the lake to check out all the free fun and entertainment, be there with Budweiser, the official beer of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. Stroll vendor booths, a job fair, enjoy 3 days of music on the lake during the WSEN Oldies Fest free. And don't forget to purchase a ticket if you want to be eligible to win one of 50 incredible prizes. Brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. What do you get when you combine the greatest fish story waiting to be told with the best tasting hot dog ever sold? Well, we're not sure either, but we do know that Hoffman's Hot Dogs are the official hot dogs of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. And to celebrate, Hoffman's is giving away a ticket at each Hoffman's Hot House location every Friday from June 18th through July 27th. Just stop in and fill out an entry form for your chance to win $5 million. Be a part of this summer's hottest event with Hoffman Hot House, official hot dog of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge.
We're just a few minutes away from the kickoff of the first ever Jenna Bowl right here on WTVH5. But first, of course, we have to meet the head coaches and the Marlboro Shamrocks. Let's start with the visitors, and there's the head coach, Bob Brennan, been the coach since 1991. 10 consecutive EFL championships, including 4 straight national titles. Telling his team this year the drive for 5 began a couple of weeks ago. And as for the Syracuse Vipers, they are led by Mike Battle.
Mike Battle, co-coach of the year in the Empire Football League last year, considered a great consensus coach. He recruits assistants, delegates well, and manages a large coaching staff very well, and really surprised everybody with a league championship last year. This, of course, his second year with the Vipers. A great minor league player in his own right, in his own day, Kevin.
His second year and his second game coming up in just a couple of minutes. It's the kickoff of the Jenna Bowl, and it's next right here on WTVH5. Stay tuned.
Mom, Dad, I ate my vegetables. I'm getting a cookie.
Okay.
At Old Country Buffet, dessert's always a big favorite.
But Monday through Thursday, it's Dessert Central.
Whoa.
Create your own flurry, squiggle sundae, or banana split. Dessert Central. Monday through Thursday. Go for it.
Whoa.
That's a cookie?
Yeah, it's in there.
Cookie sounds good.
Old Country Buffet. Great choice.
It's underway, New York. Now through this Sunday, we've declared independence from high prices at Fusillos. Hey, I'm Tom Parkin, right here at the Auto Mall, up the street in Watertown. At Fusillo Mitsubishi, at Fusillo Import Auto Mall, everything is at the right price now through this
Slashed
Sunday.
up pretty good, buddy. Look at this one. Slashed up pretty good, huh?
What did you do here?
I slashed it all day yesterday. I'm slashing prices.
Every car, every truck, every van,
Now's
every
the time,
sport utility,
Tom.
imports
Urgent,
and domestic.
Tom, urgent.
Now through Sunday, folks.
One word
Don't miss it
explains
this
it all,
weekend.
Tom Park. Give it to him. Huge.
There are only a few weeks left before the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. Get your ticket today for the chance to win one of 50 phenomenal prizes, like a 2-carat diamond ring and a tennis bracelet, a $25,000 shopping spree, or a house full of furniture. Bring the entire family to enjoy the WTVH Kids Fair or the WSEN Oldies Fest. It's free. You only have to pay to fish. Get your ticket before it's too late at Goldberg's, PNC Food Stores, Carousel Mall, Charles Heating, the WTVH Studios, or on the web at WTVH.com.
And welcome back to Liverpool High School, everyone. It's the Jenna Bowl. We're all set to kick off. It's the Marlboro Shamrocks. Marlboro from Massachusetts making the drive all the way here to Central New York, and they will take on the hometown Syracuse Vipers. Kicking off for the Marlboro Shamrocks out of Syracuse University, believe it or not. Bill Costello back deep. Tyrone Wren at number 3 and Jeroy Baker, number 36, a short kickoff. And this one is fielded by Baker at the 30-yard line, getting some blocking, but runs into a wall of Shamrocks and is finally brought down just before he reaches the 40-yard line. So not a very good kickoff, not too much wind out here today, and for the Vipers, good field position to start with, Bill.
Definitely. They're going to be 1st and 10, and coming out, one of the big stories of the game is number 9, Dwayne Milton, a quarterback for the Syracuse Vipers. He was signed very late in the season last year, Kevin, came out and led them through the title chase. He started against the Green Jackets, my old team, and beat them right over at Griffin Park. Then went on the road with a big upset against Watertown, and then the big game, and he was phenomenal at it. The championship game at Scranton last year when they pulled out a very close one and walked away with the title.
And he was the MVP of that game, and that is Dwayne Milton at Ithaca High School. Played some college football in North Carolina before transferring to a junior college. 1st and 10 for the Vipers. And Milton, how about this on 1st down, is going to want to pass, and he finds his man out of the backfield. That's Leonard Hamilton, the running back, and a nice big gain, a game of about 16. Let's show you the starting lineup now for the Syracuse Vipers. We told you about Dwayne Milton. There he is, number 9. As for the rest of the guys, Jason Weaver, the tight end. Jeff Ambroise is the left guard. Primrose Johnson, Rogers, and Darrow, the right tackle. In the backfield, Hamilton and Nimmons, and the Rashad Porch and Steve Scott are the wide receivers. So for Syracuse, another 1st and 10 now, as they're already in. It's only their second play of the game. They're already in Shamrock territory. An I formation here on 1st and 10. Hamilton is the near man, and the back man is Jason Hall, and the give goes to Hall, running on the near side. Hall out to the 40-yard line, so a pickup of about 4 yards. It'll be about 2nd and 6 now.
2nd and 6, and this offense can mix it up very well. Dwayne Milton is a very talented man. He's played 11 years of minor league ball on top of his college ball, Kevin, and he thinks very well, very efficient man, and mixes up the plays as we've seen.
Now the Shamrock defense was very, very good as they took on the New Jersey Ravens in their game 2 weeks ago. Did not have a game last week. Held them to about 70 yards of total offense. So going to be interesting to see what they do here against the Syracuse Vipers now who have 2nd and 6. Milton again, barking out the singles, receivers to each side. Milton is going to want to pass, and this one is picked off, unfortunately, by the Shamrocks, picked off by number 44, Todd Thoreau, the linebacker out of UMass. So Dwayne Milton's 2nd pass, not as good as his 1st one.
No, and it's early in the season. Remember, the Vipers started last week down in Binghamton with a very, very big win, and here we go. There is the pass, and right into a nest. Beautiful interception and pick by number 44. So it's a great opportunity for the Shamrocks. They take over their first possession of the game. 1st and 10, the ball at the 28-yard line.
And he throws into triple coverage. That's usually what happens when you throw into that triple coverage.
Stay away from that traffic.
So the Shamrocks at 1st and 10 under the direction of Dave Palazzi, the quarterback out of UMass. Dave, the MVP of the national championship game last year. And how about this little razzle-dazzle? They're going to run the reverse on their first play of the game. It goes to Fred Staples, the wide receiver, who then throws it, and this one is now batted away. Good job on the defense by Elton Reese, the defensive back. Any surprise there by the Shamrocks that they would come out and do that?
Oh, no, they would come out and do that. They'll try anything. And please keep in mind they have their traveling squad with them today, and they know they have a good competitor in front of them here. So they're going to try to keep Syracuse guessing a little bit.
So Palazzi maybe going to attempt to throw here as they face 2nd and 10 as the reverse did not go. And the Syracuse defense lines up on the 4-3, and now Palazzi will throw it himself, and he finds his receiver who gets knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line, that time on the reception.
Definitely. Wes Pugh, number 43, I believe, the fullback on the backfield. And nice move. They're mixing things up. 3rd down and about 2 yards to go.
And let's show you the Shamrocks offense. Bob Ferreri, Stefan DePuta, Stroh, Belazzaronini. It's Don Holt, Vanderzicht, Pugh, Bianchini, Staples, and Thomas. That's the lineup for them on offense.
Big 3rd down, huh, Kevin?
This is 3rd and 3 now. The Vipers defense with a good chance to make up for that interception on the offense. And the give once again goes to Pugh. Stretches, may have the 1st down.
Yeah, looking pretty close.
Could be a yard short. We'll have to wait and see. But it goes over that right side of the line.
Of course, the general indication from the Syracuse side is that they did not get it.
Well, you got to believe you didn't get it. Brought down on the play that time by Abdul Gilbert, number 56 for the Vipers.
This is going to be a tough battle. Remember, Vipers coming in with a 1-0 record, big win against Binghamton, and the Shamrocks, the big win against New Jersey, but they also played the FASCO All-Stars. That's the Free Agent Scouting Combine All-Stars in Marlboro prior to the New Jersey game, so they come in with a 2-0 record. That was a good test for them as well.
And here's a good test for the Syracuse defense. 4th and 1 for the Shamrocks. And again, they give it to the running backs, and oh, look at this, a good stand by the defensive line for the Vipers. Terry Morgan, number 7, comes up flashing that. He says, no, we stopped them. And so do the rest of the defense. Abdul Gilbert also pointing the way of the Vipers. Of course, we have to see what the man in the white hat says.
I wouldn't be surprised if the man in the white hat brought the chains out, take a peek, but let's see. Again, no score here in the first quarter of the Jenna Bowl from Liverpool High School. A great game between 2 great champions. And yep, officials timeout. They're going to bring the markers out, and let's see where they place the ball.
And this could be a big boost of confidence for that Syracuse Vipers team if they held them on 4th and 1 right here.
Definitely. I'll tell you, when I was with the Green Jackets from Glens Falls last year, we played this Vipers team 3 times, and all 3 times this defense was tough. Very tough up the middle. They are very big and very strong and wear you down over the course of the game. This is going to be a great test for them. Let's see.
Gotta get that referee out of the way. Let's see.
Yeah, they're calling it 1st down, Kevin.
Just by about the nose of the football. You see the white there on the football. That's about the length they got it. Maybe about 3 inches. Let's take another look.
Let's take a peek here. Probably no surprise that close. You're going to run up the middle. He drives it. He had a good running start and did well to hold on to the football and still drive some of those defenders back. Good enough for that 1st down.
And number 72, Bobby Bethea there trying to make that stop, but he comes up unsuccessful. So another 1st and 10 now for the Marlboro Shamrocks, and they give this one again to Wes Pugh, the fullback. Interesting, they go to the fullback a lot, not to the halfback.
No, they sure do. A couple big runs, and we've got the Vipers defense going to be coming up here.
And on defense for the Vipers, Marquise Williams, Bobby Bethea, Ruben Hano, a great story. We'll tell you more about him. Ronnie Johnson, Abdul Gilbert, the linebackers, Gilbert, Morgan, and Stevens. Defensive backs, Reese and Williams, and Wren and Huggins are your 2 safeties now. 2nd and 9 for the Shamrocks, and we just show you that defense of the Vipers. Let's see what they can do here now. Shamrocks not afraid to eat some time off that clock. We will have a running clock here. We should mention that, by the way. As Palazzi looking to throw, going down the sideline, and it is complete. Did he get the feet in bounds? Yep.
Yes,
They're going to say he did. That is Dennis Barbosa for the Marlboro Shamrocks, and a big game that time gives them good field position, and into Syracuse territory they go.
Great job. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with great field position. We're going to see that one once again.
He had plenty of time to throw it. Boy, that pass was right on the money. Gets both feet in plenty of time. Runs out of bounds, untouched. It's 1st and 10 right now. Ball at the 34-yard line.
And Barbosa lost the cornerback and lost the safety with 9:47 left to go. We're scoreless here in the first ever Jenna Bowl. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks now on the Vipers' 34-yard line. An I formation behind the quarterback, Palazzi. One of the best in the Eastern Football League and putting on a good display here. We're going to throw once again. And this time cannot get his man. He had 2 guys there of his own teammates, but 4 Syracuse Vipers.
And we should point out as well, the Eastern Football League plays primarily in Massachusetts. A lot of teams traded around the Boston area. Marlboro about 25 miles due west of downtown Boston. The Empire Football League stretches from Montreal in the north all the way down to Scranton and Wilkes-Barre and Paterson, New Jersey in the south, with teams outside of New Haven, Connecticut, and the rest of the teams, of course, located right here in the Empire State.
And next week, the Albany Thunder will be at Griffin Field to take on the Syracuse Vipers for their first league game of the year. So now a 2nd and 10 for the Shamrocks. Palazzi once again going to go to the air. And this time he has his man. Let's see what the ref says. If it goes, it is good enough for a first down. And yes, they do say the pass is complete. So Palazzi so far 2 out of 3 passing. And Fred Staples, the guy who on their first play actually threw the ball, this time he makes the catch.
Nice job by Staples to get his body between the floor and the football to keep that one alive. Here he goes. Palazzi throwing. And Staples comes back and just gets that one, keeps it legal. 1st and 10.
And this time the ball on the 20-yard line, and Palazzi once again a pump fake, now lofting it towards the corner. And a little contact there between the defenseman and the wide receiver, but no flag, so that one will fall incomplete on the defense there for Syracuse's Elliott Reese.
And so they're not afraid, Marlboro, to throw the football at all. They're known as a kind of a drive-it-up-the-middle running type of football team. They've always been able to pass and passed effectively, but right now, passing very successfully against this Vipers defense.
And when they do run, look for number 20. That's Jeff Hatch. We do not know if he made the travel squad with 8:45 left to go here in the first quarter, excuse me. And Palazzi now again on 2nd and 10 with an I formation. And this time, Palazzi tries to make a late pitch and recovered, however, by the Shamrocks.
Nice job. A lot of good pressure on Palazzi there.
And that's Ruben Hano applying some of the pressure at the MVP of last year's team. A great story. As you can see, not the biggest player in stature, but they say the biggest in heart anchors this defense. And Mike Battle, the Syracuse head coach, says he doesn't know where he would be without Ruben. Ruben played for the Syracuse Storm, spent some time playing in Scranton and Rochester, been around the Empire Football League a lot. And he anchors this defense now for the Syracuse Vipers.
So the defense digging in here down towards the red zone. Ball back at the 25-yard line.
And a loss of 5 on that play for the Shamrocks as they now break that huddle. We are scoreless here in the first ever Jenna Bowl. Playing this game, of course, in memory of Jenna Grieshopper, the Camillus native, murdered in her college apartment in Albany. And now Palazzi once again wants to throw, and this one is going to be knocked away, and the receiver almost had a chance. But again, Elliott Reese, that's the second time on this series that we've called his name, able to knock that one away and just get it over the head of Fred Staples, who was waiting in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, Staples was the intended, but a great effort there by Reese, wearing number 11. You're going to take a peek here from the end zone camera. Look at his throw. Nice. And beautiful jump up there by Reese to get that one up in the air and make that an incomplete.
And the other problem was Palazzi also throwing off his back foot.
Yeah, sure. Big 4th down right now.
So this will bring up 4th and 15. No kicker on the field for the Shamrocks. They want the real deal. They want the whole thing. They got to get to the 11-yard line, let's call it, judging by where the chains are. And now Palazzi out of the shotgun formation. 2 receivers, 2 each side. Let's see which way he's going. He's going to go right. And throws over the head of his intended receiver, Darrell Thomas. So on 4th and 15, the Shamrocks cannot convert, and the ball will go back over to the Syracuse Vipers deep in their own territory.
And let's see what Dwayne Milton Company can do with their second possession of the football. As you remember, we had an interception the first time around, but so far no score. Clock continues to run here with 7:36. Not actually, it stopped for a moment, but basically no score yet. Battle of 2 very, very tough football teams. Empire Football League very proud of their Vipers, and of course Marlboro Shamrocks nationally known.
And keep in mind, that would have been a 42-yard field goal, too. In case you're wondering at home, how come you don't go for it? Probably don't have the legs in the minor leagues.
That's stretching it for most teams, definitely.
So for the Vipers, 1st and 10. Here's Milton again. And this time they're going to run the ball right up the gut. Was that Hassan Nimmons who gets the call? Yes, it was.
Looks
Hassan Nimmons, a pickup of about 3 yards, goes right over the center. And there is Dwayne Milton, the quarterback. Like you said, this is his 2nd year, and a good story with this guy out of Ithaca High School, North Carolina. Went to college there for a little while.
He sure did, and he's played for the Watertown Red and Black, played for the old Capital Land Chiefs out of Albany. He actually ran the Ithaca Wave in the New York Football League for a year, but he really has made a name for himself later on in his career with those 3 brilliant games last year, as we mentioned before.
Also played a little bit in the Canadian Football League before breaking his ankle. Actually was on the travel squad of the Hamilton team, of which Doug Flutie was the quarterback.
He's keeping it. Wow.
And this time he keeps it, and nothing doing. May have even picked up a couple. We shall wait and see. But Milton, not known for his running, we should mention that. He is definitely more of the pocket sort of passer.
Definitely. We'll see this once again, and he's holding on to it. He intended to hold on to it. Did get by there with a nice pickup. I noticed last year in the playoff game against Scranton, he was not afraid to hold on to the football when there were no other options. He will usually make a very good call when he has the football. And so he's not afraid to take a pounding, and he did last year, and they came away with the championship.
And on 3rd and 5, Milton now operating out of the shotgun formation. Receivers to each side, 2 backs along there with them, and both will stay to block. And now Milton firing down the sideline. He wants his intended receiver that time, Steve Scott, and Scott does not come down with the ball. In fact, they're going to say the defense came down with the ball. So Syracuse on their 2nd possession comes up with their 2nd turnover again. This one an interception thrown by Dwayne Milton.
Boy.
So we'll see what the Shamrocks can do as they take over for their 2nd possession of the game. 5:39 left to go here in the Jenna Bowl. We're scoreless. We'll come back right after this.
Just as you can't tell a book by its cover, you can't tell much about a used car just by looking at it either. Knowing the dealer helps a lot. East Syracuse Chevrolet has been selling used cars since 1929. That makes the picture a little clearer. And East Syracuse Chevrolet completely reconditions each used car and backs it with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. Now that makes the picture perfectly clear. You'll find the used car you're looking for in your price range at East Syracuse Chevrolet, Bridge Street at 690.
Pay off all your bills today. Use equity in your home. It's easy.
You've seen ads like this. If you're in financial trouble, they sound tempting. The easy way out, refinancing your debt. But there may be a better solution to your problem. Consumer Credit Counseling Service, CCCS, a non-profit service. CCCS may be able to get you back on track without refinancing. So turn them off and tune us in. We're CCCS, and we can help.
When you wanna have a great time, don't miss the boat. Mid-Lakes Navigation Company. A dinner cruise or the Erie Canal. Don't miss the boat. Get on board now. When you wanna have a great time, don't miss the boat. Mid-Lakes Navigation Company.
And an interesting meeting on the sidelines here at the Jenna Bowl. That's Dwayne Milton talking to Steve Scott. That's the guy Milton tried to just throw the ball to, maybe talking about a little mixed signals.
Definitely, and Dowdy was the gentleman who jumped up there and grabbed that one for the Marlboro Shamrocks. So 2 big interceptions and a scoreless battle here in the first quarter. Milton probably a little frustrated. Last week they played down in Binghamton. He had a flawless game with 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions in that game. So he knows he's up against a good defense. Marlboro came to play. They're living up to the billing, certainly.
And while we were gone, they did pick up a loss of 3 yards on their play that they had while we were gone. They had a 1st and 10, lost 3, so now 2nd and 13. And again, Palazzi going over the middle, and he connects with his receiver. This is Fred Staples, and Fred Staples says, bye-bye, Vipers defense. Takes it all the way in for the touchdown, and the Shamrocks are on the board first.
Boy, that was a perfect pass. Staples looks like he's definitely Palazzi's favorite receiver, and he was out there running. The ball was placed perfectly. No flags, touchdown, Marlboro Shamrocks.
And a 73-yard play results in the first 6 points. And Palazzi, great protection all around.
Yeah, I was just going to say, nice job there. And boy, does he wing that. That's a perfect pass. And Staples grabs it at the 40 and runs in and even plays with the defender a little bit. He had no trouble at all.
And Tyrone Wren was the Vipers defender, trying to give chase, but Tyrone could not get him down, so it is 6 points for the Shamrocks, who lead 6-0 with just under 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. It looks like they're going to bring in Bill Costello again to try the point after attempt. Costello out of Syracuse University, 6 foot, 180 pounds. There's the kicker.
Try to make it 7-0. Ooh.
And how about this? They're going to fake it. And again, Staples was the one who just caught that pass, and they bring him down in the backfield. Nothing doing. Rashad Porch sniffs out that fake field, that fake PAT rather. So it will stay 6-0 in favor of the Shamrocks. Boy, the Shamrocks are certainly not afraid to go into the playbook and try something to get on the board.
They're taking a lot of risks. They're not. They're very loose. They're really enjoying this game. And in this level of ball, in minor league ball, Kevin, you will see a lot of fake extra points going for the 2. That seems to be something that happens a lot. You made a comment earlier in the telecast. Kicking is very hard to get. There's 2 things in minor league football that you work very hard to recruit: offensive linemen and kickers. And for some reason, both of those are very, very tough to get. Taking nothing away from Costello, I might add. But you'll see the 2-point conversion more than you'll see an extra point kick in this league.
And we should mention, talking about the Syracuse Vipers and what's hard to come by, if you want community service, the Syracuse Vipers, how about this? Every player, whether you're a starter, you're on the bench, it's your first year, your 10th year, your 12th year, every player has to do at least 10 hours of community service. And they do that with Vera House, the Food Bank of Central New York, and of course the Jenna Foundation, of which we're playing for today.
And they've put this across as a model in the Empire Football League, Kevin, and other teams are adopting this policy. Scranton has adopted it this year. The Glens Falls Green Jackets have adopted it. And these teams are getting more and more involved in their community. So not only is it great football, but it's great for the community as well.
And that last scoring drive for the Shamrocks, pretty easy. 2 plays and a total of just 69 yards if you take away the 3 yards they lost. And now the kickoff comes down. This is, of course, for the Syracuse Vipers. This is Jeroy Baker, who gets pushed out of bounds, and now a late flag comes in, and Jeroy is still down, being huddled around, of course, by many of his teammates. He was pushed out of bounds at about the 39-yard line, and Baker being assisted up by all the coaches and everything.
Very slow to get up. We're going to take a peek at that once again.
Another dangerous high kickoff, gives plenty of time. Short kickoffs, we should mention, and these guys are right there. That's always dangerous.
Baker making some good decisions there, using his blockers very well, running hard, and now he's close to his own sideline, and woof, nailed very hard.
And that was Dennis Barbosa making the hit for the Shamrocks. And Baker now back up. Gets a pat on the derriere and says, hey, let's go play. Swig of water. He'll be back out there, I'm sure. So nothing too serious on that. But that's the danger of the high kickoffs. Number one, the guys get down there so quick, you got to run right and left. There's no north and south.
Well, right now, we've got Dwayne Milton coming out of there. Dwayne's got to be scratching his head a little bit. He's had 2 big interceptions, this last one resulting on a Shamrock touchdown. So they got to be working on this. They've got to be making some adjustments right now. Shamrock defense just doing one heck of a job, especially on that last pass by Milton.
And you take the total plays of both teams, more passing plays than running plays, unusual. So a 1st and 10 now for the Vipers. And Milton, no lack of confidence, going to throw. And he hits Steve Scott out of Corcoran High School. Scott able to break a couple tackles and go forward for about a 6 or 7 yard gain. A nice solo effort there by Scott, wrapped around the waist, able to shake one of them off.
And very good, despite the fact that that ball was tipped, that could have been interception after the tip, and it wasn't. So good effort there by Scott. Let's take a peek at that once again. Milton, number 9, the quarterback, quick throw. You can see that batted in the air, and nice heads-up play there by Scott, who stays on his feet, still driving, and finally brought down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shamrocks.
And we'll give the credit to Todd Thoreau on the tackle, number 44. So now a 2nd and let's call it 5 yards here for the Vipers. And again, Milton, no lack of confidence, throwing over the middle. And this one is complete to the tight end. That is Jason Weaver across the 50 and inside Shamrock territory. And a nice, this time, passing play by Dwayne Milton. No tips, just a nice bullet right down the middle.
Okay, so again, shaking it off, moving the football, not afraid to throw down the middle. That's what you've got to do in a game like this. As soon as you get conservative against a team like the Shamrocks, forget it. We'll take a peek at this once again. And you can see Milton looking. He's got plenty of time, by the way, in the pocket. Throwing, got his man, beautiful positioning.
And Weaver, a big man to break down, used to play for the Syracuse Storm. This is his second year with the Vipers. And now 1st and 10 for the Vipers, and Hassan Nimmons gets out about 3 yards, going right over the center position and quick to get up. Every time these guys are going to take it seriously. Little John going out there after that play.
Oh, I can imagine. With two teams like this, absolutely no question about it. Nimmons, of course, a favorite, very, very good tailback, number 28 for Syracuse. And we haven't seen number 33, Rashad Porch, even been thrown to yet. So we'll see him checking in, I'm sure, here with a big play. And again, I've got some great stories about him as soon as he breaks something big.
And that is Porch on the near side of your screen. But again, they're going to run it this time, and they will give it to a different runner. That's Leonard Hamilton out of the backfield for a pickup of about, let's say, 4 yards. And Hamilton on the bottom of that pile, but able to move that ball and keep on moving the down stick, at least, for the Syracuse Vipers. But they're going to have 3rd and 3 now and trying to get that first down.
Well, very interesting. Again, we've seen Milton not afraid to hold on to the football and try to get short yardage, but with 3 yards left, this is a little long for him. They're going to have to do something a little bit more daring here.
And they'll go with the trips right formation on 3rd and 3. 1:37 left to go here in the first quarter. Syracuse down 6-0. They will run the ball. And this one, oh, nice little move right there. That is Hassan Nimmons going around the right side for a pickup of about 15 yards, but more importantly, a first down for the Syracuse Vipers. They go with that trips on the right side, and those 3 guys provide the blocking for Hassan Nimmons.
Absolutely. Beautiful run. Here, let's take a peek at that once again. Nimmons, number 28, getting the pitch out from Milton. He's looking. Boy, he picks it beautifully. What speed. He can turn it on when he can. Good cut there, and splat. Tough hit.
And Dan Smith, the defensive back, on the tackle there for the Marlboro Shamrocks. Inside a minute to go here. Syracuse probably will be able to get off one last play. We're down to 50 seconds as they have 1st and 10, and Dwayne Milton under center. And look, it's going to be almost the same play to the other side. This is Nimmons again, able to get to the first down marker and pick up of about 1 yard. And down to 42 seconds left to go as he runs out of bounds and stops the clock.
So this one's a close one, 6-0 the score. And we're going to see this one from the end zone camera right now. There's Nimmons with the ball. He sees defenders in front of him. He turns on the speed, gets one good block there, brings it back out primarily there to the line of scrimmage area. Maybe a slight gain of about 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 to go.
And Nimmons had 6 carries for 39 yards against the Binghamton Jets in a preseason game last week.
Broke the back of the Green Jackets in the first game of the playoffs last fall over in Griffin Park with a beautiful touchdown run.
19 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. This will be the final play of the quarter. Syracuse going to try and maybe punch it in the end zone for their first points. Yes, they're going to go end zone. Milton, and knocked down. The intended receiver was Rashad Porch. You just talked about him a few plays, but knocked down by the defensive back. That's Khalid Rucker, the defensive back, 6'2", 205.
Porch, a fantastic wide receiver, but also plays defensive back on occasion. Last year in the championship game, he had a fantastic interception and ran it back for 95 yards and primarily responsible for winning that game. Here we go. Porch is number 33, but ball well defended. I don't think he saw it coming all the way down. So 3rd down and 9 yards to go right now for the Vipers.
And the defensive backs making most of the good plays so far here in the game. We've talked about one for the Vipers on the other possession, and now one good play by the defensive back for the Marlboro Shamrocks. And it looks like the Syracuse Vipers have called timeout with 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. So maybe they want to talk about, hey, we've got 8 seconds. I can throw it in the end zone. Dwayne Milton probably saying that. Let's do that again. It almost worked.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Almost worked. And again, that was the first time we've even seen Porch in a big play. So don't be surprised if you see him again. Crowd here enjoying this game, and we're thankful that the weather has held up nicely for this Jenna Bowl here in Liverpool.
And of course, all the proceeds here going to the Jenna Foundation, a great cause which is helping to promote nonviolence. Don McPherson, the former SU quarterback, will come up in the booth at some point during the game and join us and talk about his contributions to the Jenna Foundation and how he got started with that organization. He promotes the mentoring part of the Jenna Foundation, helping young gentlemen and ladies provide assistance to maybe other youths who might need assistance in guiding them down the right path of mentoring and nonviolence. Don's always been a big fan of that. He even has his own organization that he runs on Long Island. And there is the coaching staff again. Bob Brennan, since 1991, he's been the Shamrocks head coach. And just how good are the Shamrocks, everybody? 350, 84, and 2 is their all-time record. That's a pretty good winning percentage, I would say.
Unbelievable.
So 3rd and 9 now. 8 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Dwayne Milton says, guys, get out of the backfield. I'm throwing the ball. Let's see what he does. Milton dropping back, feeling the pressure. He's going to have to dump it off, but wrapped up right there is number 42. Jason Weaver, the tight end, came back around, but was wrapped up. Number 99, Niles Leaf, out of UMass Boston, makes the play. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter right here. That will do it for the first quarter. 6-0. The Marlboro Shamrocks, the visitors, the national champions, are beating the Syracuse Vipers. We'll come back with the second quarter. Right after this, you're watching the Jenna Bowl right here on WTVH 5.
Just as you can't tell a book by its cover, you can't tell much about a used car just by looking at it either. Knowing the dealer helps a lot. East Syracuse Chevrolet has been selling used cars since 1929. That makes the picture a little clearer. And East Syracuse Chevrolet completely reconditions each used car and backs it with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. Now that makes the picture perfectly clear. You'll find the used car you're looking for in your price range at East Syracuse Chevrolet, Bridge Street at 690.
There's a place I know in Ontario where the sea lions kiss, so the story goes. It's amazing shows and friendship code. Everyone loves Marineland. You'll be spinning, diving, and soaring high. I rode a coaster ride, we're flying to the sky. Now you know what you say when you leave here today. Everyone loves Marineland.
My name is Joseph Artenian, and this is my back.
Clear the track, please.
Scooter, this is my back. Oh, come on. Hey, this is my back. This is my back. When I race, that's all you're gonna see.
Singular proudly sponsors Special Olympics. With your $20 donation, you get this exclusive plan plus an internet-ready phone. Singular Wireless, what do you have to say?
Welcome back, everybody, to the inaugural Jenna Bowl. The Shamrocks are up 6-0 after the end of the first quarter. I'm Marshall Lee here on the sidelines. Just wanted to mention that tonight there's a very distinct message at tonight's game, and it's not just football. The Shamrocks have a very distinct message about nonviolence. They'll be wearing these ribbons all season, signifying nonviolence. There's a booth actually outside by the gates, and they're passing out literature and pamphlets all about spreading the message of nonviolence, and that's a very important message indeed. Of course, this is Jenna Grieshaber, named after Jenna Grieshaber, the Jenna Bowl, and the Vipers were saying earlier this season that their commitment to the commitment to the community is very important. 10 minutes, 10 hours of community service is necessary for the players to get back to the game. Actually, we'll get back to the game. Kevin, back to you. I'm sorry.
All right, Marshall, so the Syracuse Vipers attempting the field goal by Jeff Worthley, but that one ends up getting blocked, so the Vipers with a good chance to get on the board after a couple good plays to end the first quarter, and it goes for naught as the Shamrocks come up with the block on the special teams.
And it was probably kind of a long one for Jeff, but if it had not been blocked, I really did think he had the leg on that from the way the ball was leaving the ground. But right now, it's going to be the Marlboro Shamrocks once again. Shamrocks leading on a Palazzi to Staples touchdown in the first quarter. 2-point conversion was no good. That's the entire scoring summary so far.
And that field goal, in case you're wondering, he did have the wind to him. He switched the end of the quarters, and the wind was behind his back, but again, the special teams comes up with the block. So at 1st and 10 now for the Shamrocks on their own 25-yard line. Palazzi under center with an I formation behind him. And he has not been afraid to throw. We should mention, I guess there's a quarterback change, however. That is Ralph Barone, the backup quarterback for the Shamrocks, who gets dragged out of bounds and actually takes one of our assistants with him, the nice lady holding up one of the down sticks. Goes down.
Well, again, Bobby Brennan not afraid to get people involved here. Barone now the quarterback, number 10. Lots of pressure. Boy, he did good to get out of that one. Very fluty-ish. Still on his feet and right into the sidelines.
And Ronnie Johnson was the one taking him down there on the sidelines. So a loss of 3 on the play. 2nd and 13 now for the Shamrocks. Again, this is number 10, Ralph Barone, 5'10", 190 pounds, out of Northeastern, the quarterback. And he gives it this time up, dead ahead, and running for the first down, or maybe close to the first down that time, is Frank Bianchini, the running back who played his ball at Hofstra. Bianchini, first time we called his name.
Yes, and probably not going to be the last time we're going to hear his name here tonight. Great running back. Right now that ball is at the 35. They're calling that one a first down. Barone, as you pointed out, played for Northeastern University, a great Division I AA program.
A program that I believe no longer has football.
Is it Northeast? Yeah. I was just thinking. I was going back to the old days in the 1970s. I used to go to Northeastern games quite a bit out there in Brookline, Mass.
Yeah, that program dropped its football about 2 years ago, I believe it was. But a 1st and 10 now for the Vipers, as Bianchini able to get the first down, and now Barone testing out his arm and coming back for the ball, but unable to make the catch again is number 80, Dennis Barbosa, and again throwing into double coverage, Wren, one of the defenders back there, along with Johnson.
Definitely, yeah, great defensive move. Let's watch Barone right now from the beginning. He goes back, good blocking, good protection for him. Man, he can get a good height on the ball for his size at 5'10". And then boom, right down there, and in some ways lucky there wasn't a flag called against the Vipers on that one. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
And switching quarterbacks, nothing new to the Shamrocks. We should mention that both Palazzi and Barone have played in each of their last 2 games, and Palazzi's over there standing at about the 35-yard line all by himself. Doesn't look like he's hurt, just probably the course of events and the way the Shamrocks play. So a 2nd and 10 now for them, and again, the give will go to Bianchini, a big gain. Last time he touched the ball, but this time will get dropped for a loss. Ruben Hano, the Hawaiian native, able to make the stop there from his defensive tackle spot.
And Marlboro's used to running the football. Here we go from an end zone coverage. He sure did miss it, man, oh man. And then jockeying back over to the right before he's brought down for the loss. Just about a 1-foot loss, I guess the officials mark it.
And Bianchini goes out of the game this time. And also exiting for the Shamrocks is Lionel Carter, one of their wide receivers. So just the usual wholesale substitutions now as they face 3rd and 10 on their own 35-yard line. And the Vipers go with their 4-3 defense. Don't bring in the extra defensive back just yet, no need, even though there's 4 receivers in the game for the Shamrocks. And Barone rolling left side and is going to fire, and fires this one out of bounds. A nice catch that time by Fred Staples, but he wasn't even in the game. So that one will not count. It'll bring up a 4th and 10, and they're going to punt the ball away.
And again, we're seeing 2 quarterbacks in the first half for the Marlboro Shamrocks. Barone in right now. Palazzi, of course, started the game. And again, this isn't league play, so the coach wants to see both quarterbacks under fire. He doesn't want to get stuck with a situation where he has an injury and doesn't have anybody with experience. So they do try to play as many people as possible when it's a non-league game, but they still want to win. It's a tough balancing act when you're a minor league coach.
And Steve Goodrich, the punter, now on the field for the Marlboro Shamrocks, and back deep is Michael Grenton, a wide receiver who also doubles as the punt returner for the Vipers. A short punt coming right down, and the Vipers are going to take it. Oh, that is dangerous. Not a smart play by Michael Grenton, and he pays the price. A whole bunch of Shamrocks down there on the coverage, including the guy who also kicks off for him, by the way, which of course is Bill Costello. So Costello, a kicker, and also playing a little bit of special teams too.
Well, tough option for him there. If he'd called for a fair catch and hadn't been on it, that definitely would have taken a Marlboro bounce. So he has it at the 28-yard line, but very, very dangerous to take it in that type of coverage. So right now, let's see what the Vipers do with this in the second quarter.
And no quarterback change for the Vipers on 1st and 10. Ball on their own 29-yard line. Dwayne Milton back for another series. Again, he has 2 interceptions in the game, one of which was turned into 6 points for the Shamrocks, and that's why they lead 6-0 with about 11:30 to go here before the half. And this time, they will hand the ball off to Leonard Hamilton, and Leonard able to get about 2 yards on the play, going over the right side of the line, along the offensive line, with Andre Johnson providing some of the blocking up front, along with Charles Lemon, and a pickup of 2.
Tough drive, and as you pointed out, Kevin, still going with Dwayne Milton, but we will see Chris Bresnahan, number 12, in at quarterback sometime before the end of this game for the Vipers. Chris is new to the team, a last cut by the Patriots, and of course a big player in University of New Hampshire play. So it'll be great to see what he can do with the football later on today. But Milton in right now, number 9.
And you may even know some of these guys who played at Northeastern we've been talking about on the Shamrocks.
Definitely.
Milton on 2nd and 8, a deep drop, firing out of the backfield again, wanted to go to Hamilton, just a little bit too far in front of him. That pass falls incomplete, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8 here in the second quarter, with the Shamrocks leading 6-0.
And Hamilton, number 32, a big man. Once he gets a hold of that football and builds up some speed, I'd hate to get in front of him. But again, the ball slightly overthrown, so that moves us into a 3rd down and 8 situation right now.
And there is Dwayne Milton, the stats on him: 7 pass attempts, 4 completions for 40 yards. Again, the one thing we don't have up there is the 2 interceptions, probably, which have, although good numbers, which you saw on the TV, those are the ones that are going to haunt him for the game. On 3rd and 8 now out of the shotgun. Milton wants to improve on those passing numbers. Hit as he throws, and that one is picked off this time. It's Larry Dory, the linebacker out of Worcester Academy for the Shamrocks, and how about that? Now 3 interceptions, and Milton a little slow to get up, but I think that's just his pride being bruised. Doesn't look like he's hurt too bad. A little limp coming off the field.
And definitely, we were just talking about interceptions just a moment before, and then pow, there's Dory, one of the captains for the Shamrocks, in perfect position for that one. I really don't think Milton had it when he was throwing it well, and basically he's got 3 INTs right now. Now keep in mind, folks, he played a tough game against Binghamton last week with no interception, so he's got to be pretty disappointed so far.
And Steve Scott was the one who made the tackle. There is Larry Dory, the man who just got the most recent interception. So for the Shamrocks, 1st and 10, and they are in Syracuse Viper territory. 10:20 left to go before the half. Shamrocks up 6-0. And they're going to run the ball this time. It's Bianchini. Again, we called his name last time, so it looks like they put probably the same running backs and quarterbacks in at the same time. You don't mix them up, you play with who you play with, but again, the quarterback is still Ralph Barone for his 2nd straight series.
And Barone, as we've seen in earlier plays, is not afraid to hold on to the football himself if he doesn't see an intended target. But Bianchini definitely doing some good work right now for the Shamrocks. And we have a timeout here on the field.
An official timeout being called.
Trying to figure this one out right now. They're bringing... I don't know if they're just allowing somebody to cross the field or what. Injury, okay.
It could be maybe Dwayne Milton. He was actually on the sideline. It didn't look like he might have been on the field. And there he goes, walking over towards the bench. There is Dwayne Milton. Again, he was limping just a little bit after he threw that last interception. And now he'll join the rest of his teammates in the huddle, maybe even get a drink of water. But for now, we're playing. It's 2nd and 6 for the Shamrocks. Barone under center. He's got 2 running backs behind him, and this time he gives the ball to Wes Pugh, the fullback, and Pugh picks up about 2 yards on the play. About 3rd and 4 for the Shamrocks.
Now this is the Shamrock team I'm kind of used to, Kevin. They're known for just running that ball up the middle, and that's how they've won so many titles, going 19-0 last year. There we go, nice handoff. Pugh grabs it and does well to come away with those couple yards there. Pugh, a big man, number 43.
And Ronnie Johnson making the tackle along with Jason Trousdale for the Vipers. And the defense swarming every time the Shamrocks touch the ball, at least running-wise. It's the passing game the Vipers have to start working on here on 3rd and 5 now for the Shamrocks. And Barone wants to throw, going for the corner of the end zone. He has his man. Is the man in the end zone? We shall see. And they're going to say no. Down at the 1, Dennis Barbosa with a great over-the-shoulder catch, trying to make his plea to the official. The official says, no, I'll give you first and goal at the half-yard line.
So here we go once again. Barone back. And no, he gets good protection, good blocking, and he can really wing that football. Going all the way for the corner. And there he is. Oh, boy, that was pretty darn close. That was a tough judgment call by the official. We're going to see that now from just another angle.
Actually, it looks like his feet got in, but the ball did go out of bounds. So a first and goal now for the Shamrocks. A fumble on the snap, and Barbone able to jump on it. It looks like the Shamrocks have recovered, but if they do recover it, that's going to be a loss of at least 2.
Jeez, now I'm seeing one official going one way, one official going the other. Nope,
it will be Shamrock ball, but a loss of about 2 yards on the play, so let's call it now second and goal from the 3-yard line. So a little confusion that time between Barbone and the center.
So this is a big one right now for the Shamrocks, because in a game like this against 2 champions, a 2-touchdown lead could carry, could make it very tough, especially with the Vipers with 3 interceptions. Still sputtering on that passing attack.
And the Shamrocks have a 6-0 lead with 7:20 left to go. Barbone under the center. He's got the 2 backs behind him. And Barbone going to keep it himself. He's got some room in front of him, and Barbone will waltz in for the touchdown. The wide receiver threw up the arms, made it look like a throw, but Barbone says, I got it myself. And that's a 3-yard touchdown for the quarterback, Ralph Barbone.
So there goes Barbone again. I can't believe he got this one and just walked in there, Kevin. That was the key to this thing. Absolutely beautiful call, deciding to hold on to that one. And that's 3 interceptions right now. The Vipers have given up 3 interceptions, and 2 of them have been brought in for touchdowns by the Shamrocks.
Giving chase on that play was Abdul Gilbert and Marquise Williams, but Barbone takes it in himself, and now the Shamrocks will go for the 2-point conversion to make it look like your normal football score. Should they get this, the usual 14-0, but again, they have to get it. And it's the same formation that they just ran out of that touchdown. And Barbone this time will throw it, and the pass is complete to West Pugh out of the backfield, and the Shamrocks are up 14-0 now, and again, 3 interceptions, 2 of which have been turned into points, including right now the latest points coming off the 2-point conversion by West Pugh. But Dennis Barbone now has 1 touchdown drive, as well as Palazzi also has a touchdown drive. So now who do you go with?
Definitely.
That's the question. We'll have to wait and see. So now 14-0, Shamrocks on top here at the first ever Jenna Bowl here at WTVH. 5 is proud to present this to you, of course. Coming up when we coming back from the break, former SU quarterback Don McPherson joins us in the booth to talk about his involvement with the Jenna Bowl. Also, more action from Liverpool High School coming up with the Shamrocks leading the Vipers 14-0.
What do you get when you combine the greatest fish story waiting to be told with the best tasting hot dog ever sold? Well, we're not sure either, but we do know that Hoffman's Hot Dogs are the official hot dogs of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. And to celebrate, Hoffman's is giving away a ticket at each Hoffman's Hot House location every Friday from June 18th through July 27th. Just stop in and fill out an entry form for your chance to win $5 million. Be a part of this summer's hottest event with Hoffman Hot House, official hot dog of the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge.
Shop Duncan Bright Furniture during our living room blowout sale. 7-piece living room starting at $899. A sofa, love seat, 2 end tables, 1 cocktail table, and 2 lamps for 1 low price. 11 different living rooms to choose from. Traditional, contemporary, and transitional styles. Complete your living room with lane recliners. Buy 1, get the second one free, starting at $399. Free design service and free financing. 2-day local delivery. The living room blowout sale. Now through Tuesday, only at Duncan Bright, still New York State's largest furniture store.
At first, we were afraid, but he was friendly.
I tell you what, it was an experience I'll never forget.
He came out of nowhere.
This guy was definitely from another planet. It's like nothing I ever saw before.
I seen him! He came from over there!
There was this aura around him.
The most amazing thing is when a company and its people actually do what they promise. Amica Insurance. Auto, home, life, integrity. Rated #1 by consumers.
I had a premonition he was coming.
And welcome back to Liverpool High School, everyone. The Marlboro Shamrocks are leading the Syracuse Vipers in the first ever Jenna Bowl. Kevin Marr, Bill Callahan, now joined in the booth by former SU quarterback Don McPherson. And Don, tell everyone what you're doing here, first of all.
Well, first of all, I'm here on behalf of the Jenna Foundation and working with the mentor program that's in a few schools in Baldwinsville and Jamesville, DeWitt. The mentor program trying to get kids to start talking about violence and being more nonviolent in schools and in our community.
How did you get involved with the Greasehoppers, and how did you meet them and get involved, most importantly, with their foundation?
Well, I was in town speaking at a dinner for the Leukemia Society because one of my old coaches, Bill Maxwell, died, and they were honoring him, and some friends of the Greasehoppers were at the dinner. They heard me talking about the impact that he had on my life as an adult and a guy who really taught me how to be a gentleman, and they thought it was a nice match to get together with them, and it's been a perfect marriage of being able to lend some of the things that I do to the foundation.
And Bill Costello kicking off for the Marlboro Shamrocks. And this is Jeroy Baker taking it across the 30-yard line and down about the 33-yard line. That's where the Syracuse Vipers would take over. What do you think of minor league football and tying this in with the Jenna Foundation?
Well, at first I thought it was a stretch, because the typical minor league football guy is not the type of guy that's going to have a lot of community involvement because you don't have that type of structure with the organization. But what I've learned about the Vipers and what they've done in the community and their efforts to get out into the community and do the right things is just admirable. And I think it's going to be something that's going to go a long way for not only the Jenna Foundation but for the Syracuse community.
And for the Vipers now, this will bring up a 1st and 10 for them after the kickoff. Dwayne Milton, who has 3 interceptions in the game, is now back at quarterback. Not worried about any sort of confidence problem for him, and he's going to throw right off the bat to Steve Scott, who makes the reception at the 40-yard line, and he dances a little bit and is finally dragged down at about the 50-yard line. It depends where they spot the ball, a flag on the play, but this could be a 1st down. For you coming back to a football game, Don, does it flash back the memories at all?
A little bit. After covering college football for ESPN for a couple of years, you get that sense of distancing yourself from the emotion of the game, and you get to watch it from a more analytical standpoint. So it's always fun to, before the game, talk to some of the players and see them go through that pregame ritual, and you start to get that sense once again. And, but I've done a good job of keeping myself out of it.
Sure you don't want to suit up, maybe?
There's 13 teams in the Empire League would love to have you, Don.
They haven't seen me try to touch my toes lately. I don't get all the way there.
Bill Callahan wants to get to be an agent, it sounds like, over here.
Get some contracts. I got them in the car.
So for Scott, that was an 11-yard reception and a 1st down now for the Syracuse Vipers. From what you've seen of the Vipers, Don, just give me your first impressions.
My first impressions are it's miraculous that they can get out there. They practice once a week, and I don't understand how they get to know each other and get any sort of rhythm with that infrequency of work together.
And Milton's pass attempt, this one falls incomplete. Was looking for the intended wideout, but no, throws again into triple coverage. As a quarterback, you've seen a guy throw 3 interceptions. What's probably going through this guy's mind?
Well, I think, like I said, the first thing that you try to do as a quarterback is get to know how your receivers break off of their routes, get to know how they come out of their breaks as well, because one of the things that people don't understand is sometimes when a receiver makes his break, it's his speed out of the break that determines where you throw the football. And that's the first thing that I can tell you that Milton is looking for, is how his guys come out of the break and how they make certain moves in the secondary.
And so we'll watch for that now on this play. It's at 2nd and 10. Milton coming off 1 completion and 1 incompletion so far on this series, trying to get the ball into Shamrock territory. Receivers to both sides, and they give it to Hassan Nimitz. And Hassan, once again, with good blocking across the 40 and down at the 35-yard line into Shamrock territory. And a gain of 16 on the play. Real quick before we let you go, let everyone know how they can get involved with the Jenna Foundation if they want to, and your mentoring program.
Well, the mentoring program is a school-based program that's going to be at a few different schools. Will be expanding as it goes. The Jenna Foundation is headquartered in Syracuse. The phone number, obviously 315-422-0339 is the number at the Jenna Foundation, and Janice Grieshaber is there full-time, and if they're interested, they can always look it up also in the phone book. The Jenna Foundation has been very active for the last few years, and we're actually doing another fundraiser next spring that proceeds will also go to the Jenna Foundation. So they'll hear the name very prominently in Syracuse and around the community.
All right, Don. Good to see you again,
My
as
pleasure.
always. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Take care.
That was former SU quarterback Don McPherson, now involved with the Jenna Foundation here in Syracuse, and also with his own mentoring program and nonviolence program on Long Island, where Don is originally from. That pass attempt from Milton to Jason Weaver goes incomplete, so let's reset this whole thing for you. Shamrocks up 14-zip, about 5 minutes left to go before the half, and it's 2nd and 10 now for the Vipers.
And that 2 plays ago, when Hassan Nimmons had the ball, he was kind of there as kind of a safety catch, and Milton just gave him the ball, and I don't think the Shamrocks were expecting him. Big gain, and here we go.
And Milton now out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. A little lollygag snap. Milton throwing off his back foot, looking for his receiver. Touchdown! Steve Scott, the Corcoran product. And that is a touchdown for the Vipers, and it takes out the cameraman there, hanging out in the back of the end zone as well. Steve Scott, go ahead and dance. You just got yourself 6 points.
That was absolutely beautiful. A lot of coverage there by Dwayne Milton, throwing 3 interceptions in the first half. A lot of people would be real down on themselves. He has not been. He shook it off. He went out there and said, we're going to throw the football, and that was just textbook. Absolutely beautiful.
And hopefully we got the replay, because watch as Milton throws. He actually turns his back, so because he doesn't want to get hit. Let's show you the replay right here, and watch Dwayne Milton. Again, a little bit of a lollygag snap, but able to throw off. And now watch, we don't have it for you, but he did turn. And there it is. Nice strike right there, and a nice post pattern, as Scott was the guy on the near side of the screen, just simply ran to the corner of the end zone, and it's perfect.
So Scott with a big touchdown, and making it 14-6. Let's see if it's going to be 14-7.
And doing the kicking duties now for the point after attempt is Trevor Barbano. And Trevor's kick is up and off the crossbar and bounces in. Hey, we told you, folks, we told you that kicking wasn't very the most immediate thing that you could find here in the Empire Football League, but receivers like Steve Scott are, and there is Steve. You got a nice touchdown,
Absolutely
Steve.
fantastic. Let's take a peek at that once again.
And there is Dwayne Milton. As you can see, watch him turn. He saw the 2 big guys in front of him, but still, a perfect strike.
That's kind of a tear your shoulder out of a socket type of throw. Man, that worked absolutely perfectly. Yeah, the kicking game has always been tough. There he is again. He's got to be happy with that one.
That's the Vipers aren't used to these live TV games.
Sure.
So every time they get a chance to go on TV, number 1, we'll help them out with it. Number 2, they're going to say something probably good, because they've been planning this for their whole careers probably.
In terms of kicking, I just wanted to give you a quick story. Green Jackets had trouble with kicking for many years out of Glens Falls, New York. We had the privilege of signing Chris Brennan. Chris has the field goal record for the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers and kicked 6 years in arena ball. So the Glens Falls Green Jackets are very excited about their prospects this year with kicking, a luxury that they never had.
And now to do the kicking is the Syracuse Vipers, who just got on the board. It's now 14-7 Shamrocks with 4:50 left to go before the half. And doing the kickoff duties for the Syracuse Vipers is Jeff Worthley. And Jeff able to get the boot behind this one and sends the man back to about the 10-yard line. That is Jeff Hatch on the return, and Hatch able to take it out to about the 27-yard line for the Shamrocks. So that is where they will set up and try and answer now that touchdown by the Syracuse Vipers. And Palazzi now back in the game. So it's 2 series for Palazzi, 2 for Barone. Now Palazzi comes back on at quarterback.
And Palazzi not afraid to wing that football. He's been very successful in passing the football. Taking a look at the kicking, Worthley's kickoff, pretty good, as you pointed out, going all the way down to the 10. Of course, NFL likes to see that football between the 5 and into the end zone in most type of kickoffs, but that wasn't bad with good hang time.
So there you see the score. The Shamrocks on top, 14-7, 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Palazzi under the center, back in the game. The quick hitch looking for his receiver. That, of course, Fred Staples, who already has a touchdown, overthrows him and a little misses him to the left, too, as well. So Palazzi, do you think he's rusty? You watched him on the sidelines over there. He took a knee.
Yeah,
he
sure
wasn't warming up.
Yep, no, and of course, Staples, again, a favorite target of Palazzi. He's getting a good workout. Actually, both of the players, Staples and Scott, seem to be the 2 favorite receivers so far in today's game.
And Palazzi has 124 yards passing, as we already showed you. 4:23 left to go before the half. It's now 2nd and 10 for the Shamrocks. Over the middle, it's Palazzi hitting his receiver. And this one will go all the way out to about the 48-yard line. I'd love to tell you who it is, but unfortunately he's not on my roster. Such is life of minor league football. Instant uniform changes. But a pickup of about 18 yards, and again, now first down once again for the Shamrocks, still in their own territory. And Palazzi with a good ball fake that time sells him, and even though he had the defense right around him, able to complete the play.
Yeah, he kind of almost had to jump up and throw that one. That was beautiful.
And Terry Morgan on the tackle for the Vipers. And Palazzi now wants to throw, looking for Staples off the helmet this time. On the coverage for the Vipers was Brian Huggins, the strong safety. It looks like it bounced right off his helmet and out of bounds.
On the coverage for the Vipers.
Staples, the intended receiver.
Had plenty of time. Throws. Ooh, yeah, you're right. I think that did go off the helmet or the shoulder pad.
It looked like Staples then tried to rip off the helmet of Huggins. Might have thought that was the ball or something. They may have caught it. We'll let it slide. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Shamrocks. They try to punch this ball into Viper territory. They have it on their own 48-yard line. Second quarter, 3:40 left to go after the clock gets stopped for a little while after the incomplete catch.
Shamrocks doing very well with their travel squad, about 4 hours and 45 minutes from Marlboro to Liverpool High School this evening.
We should mention they all drove themselves, no bus. Drive yourselves, get to the game.
That surprised me.
And down goes Palazzi. This time it's Marquise Williams from the linebacker position and drops Palazzi for about a loss of almost 10 yards on that play. Take a look at this.
Take a peek once again. Palazzi's going back, and just as he turns around, smash. Major loss right there.
Looked like Jeff Hatch, the running back for the Shamrocks, was supposed to be the one maybe picking up the blitzing linebacker, and he did not do it. We have a timeout on the field now, 3:20 left to go before the half. Shamrocks are up 14-7, and the Shamrocks have taken this timeout. Maybe they want to talk things over. There is Marquise Williams, number 39, just came up with that sack. And you know what? You make the sack, you're the first one to get the bottle of water. That's the way to do things in minor league football and in sports in general. If the guy gets the good play, reward him a little bit any way you can.
No question about it. And of course, the Vipers, folks, 1-0 coming into today's game. They have a big opener coming up next week down at Griffin Field in Liverpool when they take on the Capital Land Thunder from Albany, New York, which should be a great game for them. That's the first of their 10-game Empire Football League schedule and the defense of the Northern Division crown and their Empire Football League championship. Should be a good game. Albany took the year off last year, reorganized, is known for putting together very tough, scrappy football teams. Lots of penalties and a real tough coach in Coach Paul Vasco, and that should be an interesting game to watch.
And if memory serves me correctly, I believe Albany actually played the Binghamton Jets a couple years ago for maybe the title.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
I think that's what it was. The Capital Land Thunder they were known as back then. 14-7 your score. Palazzi again back to throw on 3rd and 18, looking for his intended receiver, but finds nothing. As Ronnie Johnson, one of the defenders there for the Vipers, along with Brian Huggins, the guy who had the ball bounce off his helmet a few moments ago. And that is Johnson right there getting some high fives. And that'll bring up 4th and 18 for the Shamrocks, and they will now punt this ball away. They're going to bring in their kicker, Steve Goodrich, and he will punt the ball away, we think.
Okay, we think. It could be some surprises here.
You never know. This team has already thrown a reverse and a fake field goal at us, or a fake point after attempt, I should say. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this one. And back deep for the Vipers is Michael Grenton.
Ooh, another timeout by the Vipers, Cal. It should jump in here and point out for people who are not familiar with the Empire Football League. The Empire Football League is divided into 2 divisions. The North, Watertown Red and Black, Syracuse Vipers, Albany, the Glens Falls Green Jackets, the Lake City Stars out of Plattsburgh, New York, as well as the Montreal Condors, who play most of their home games at McGill University up in Montreal. Southern Division, Connecticut out of New Haven. They've got Hudson Valley out of Kingston, Orange County out of Monroe, the Binghamton Jets, as Kevin pointed out earlier, as well as Scranton, the Scranton Eagles, and Wilkes-Barre Blaze.
That is a lot of traveling. That is a lot of organizing. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
So the guys who do this, we talk about the players, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes. We should mention none of the players are paid. The coaches are paid.
That's correct.
A lot of the coaches do the planning. Not every team, the Syracuse Vipers, have a great PR department. They've hooked us up with all the stats we need for all of us, but not every team has that. The Vipers certainly an organization and really showing the way for the rest of the Empire Football League of really how to do this.
Well, definitely, and again, their model of community service here is fantastic, and the league is adopting it. All the teams are getting on the bandwagon. This is the way to get involved with the community and give back.
And the sun peeking through the clouds here at Liverpool Stadium as the Shamrocks are set to punt this ball away, 4th and 18. And Goodrich, the punter, able to get the snap and sends a high spiraling kick. Again, right down the middle of the field. Michael Grenton takes it, coming near side across the 30. Grenton with room. He's across midfield. Grenton now with a swarm of blockers, breaks that, and Goodrich, the punter, has to make a touchdown saving tackle. Michael Grenton with a huge return. The Syracuse Vipers will be in good shape with just under 3 minutes left to go before the half. Take a look.
Here's an end zone shot of that run back, which is fantastic. Now, it's right around here, as he's coming up here, that he should have been brought down. I can't believe he's cut through all of that and stays on his feet. Then the second effort comes in, a fantastic textbook run back all the way down to about the 30-yard line.
And give credit to Goodrich on the tackle, too. The punter stood him up.
Unbelievable.
Didn't even grab his ankles. He just stood him up and wrapped him around him. How many punters can do that in the NFL, huh? Oh. There is Joe Roy Baker, the guy who just took that back and sets up Syracuse in good position. Dwayne Milton taking over at quarterback.
Back up, back up.
1st and 10 on the Shamrocks 30-yard line. 2:40 left to go. And the ball goes to Hassan Nimmons. Hassan goes over the left side of the line rather, and picks up about 3 yards on the play.
This could be a huge series of downs for the Vipers, Kevin. They were down. It looked like Marlboro was really putting things together, taking advantage of Vipers' mistakes. All of a sudden they score, and now they're knocking on the door once again. They could tie this up and go in at halftime even. That would be a great moral victory.
And the Shamrocks do have a couple timeouts left. Keep that on your mind as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the second quarter. And that was a gain of 1 for Hassan Nimmons, 2nd and 9. Shamrocks trying to plan out some strategy maybe of their own, maybe to get that ball back, maybe another interception. That could be what's going through their minds. Dwayne Milton will call the guys over for another huddle, and now another timeout on the field as the Water Boys come out for everybody and both teams here.
First saw Dwayne Milton with the Ithaca Wave visiting Glens Falls back in 1997. Was very impressed with his play at that point in time. But
so we'll finish that story.
Oh,
right now.
okay.
Yeah, finish the story.
And he was fantastic, and I remember noting him during that game. And then all of a sudden, I didn't see him for a couple of years, and then last year he shows up, signs with the Vipers very late in the season. And by the way, that's the only reason why he did not make the Empire Football League All-Star team, is because he had limited play during the regular season. He came to life during the playoffs against Glens Falls, Watertown, and Scranton. Great football player. Great attitude, by the way.
And Dwayne, of course, will lead the Vipers through a huge schedule once again as they try and defend their Empire Football League title. The schedule along the lines of, well, we talked about Albany. That is a home game. That will also be Mitch Lemmelbaum Memorial Night. So we talked about the Jenna Bowl here. That will also be a game for a good charity. Watertown, Glens Falls, Plattsburgh, and Watertown. Those are the next 5 games if you want to check out the Vipers, but you can check them out here on 2nd and 9. Milton pump fakes once, trying to escape trouble, but trouble finds him in the backfield. That time for the Shamrocks. Tim Thoreau, the defensive lineman, brings down Dwayne Milton for a loss of about 5.
So Dwayne's back at about the 35-yard line. Gets up slowly, but he's okay. He's staying in. Looks like we have a timeout, Marlboro. Yep.
And indeed, is a timeout called by the Marlboro Shamrocks. They have a 14-7 lead. We are about 2 minutes away from the halftime here. We'll send it back to WTVH in the studios for a quick news break, get you up to date on what's going on in the Syracuse area. Check the weather, of course, which so far has held up very nicely for us here. Even some sun poking through, and we'll have a presentation as well to show you that a check that will go to the Jenna Foundation, of course, which we are helping to raise money by playing this game here for. And there is some of the crowd who came into today's game, wanted to help raise some money for this foundation, maybe see some of their family and friends who are playing here in this game. Don't know how many Marlboro fans made the trip, but if you did make the trip and you're from Marlboro, you're enjoying a 14-7 lead for your team. 3rd and 15 now for Dwayne Milton out of the shotgun. Going to dump it off. Hassan Nimitz makes the catch across the line of scrimmage and takes it to the 30-yard line now. So a pickup of 5 on that play, but still it'll bring up about a 4th and 10 probably. Again, kicking not the most strongest suit of the Vipers.
Looks like we got another timeout, Marlboro, the official calls. Wanted just to point out very quickly some of the history of some of these teams, Kevin. You mentioned Watertown by going through the schedule.
And we will talk about the history of this league and everything else and play the last 2 minutes of this second quarter when we come back to the Jenna Bowl here on WTBH 5. Shamrocks lead 14-7. Stay tuned.
It's underway, New York. Now through this Sunday, we've declared independence from high prices at Fusillo's. Hey, I'm Tom Parkin, right here at the Auto Mall, up the street in Watertown, at Fusillo Mitsubishi, at Fusillo Import Auto Mall. Everything is at the right price now through this Sunday.
Slashed up pretty good, buddy. Look at this one. Slashed up pretty good, huh?
What did you do here?
I slashed it all day yesterday. I'm slashing prices.
Every car, every truck, every van,
Now's
every
the time,
sport utility, imports and domestics.
Tom, urgent.
Now through Sunday, folks.
One word
Don't miss it
explains
this
it all,
weekend.
Tom Park. Give it to him. Huge.
Dig safely, New York. It's not a game. Before you dig, you must call us. It's the law. If you don't, you could be fined, held liable for damages, loss of service, or all three. Call before you dig. Wait the required time. Confirm utility response. Respect the marks. Dig with care. Skip these steps and you could lose your job. You could lose your business. You could lose your life. Dig safely, New York. It's not a game.
Iced coffee. A refreshing change of pace. Stop by Dunkin' Donuts today and buy 2 pounds of coffee in any variety for just $8.99.
And welcome back to Liverpool High School, everyone, and the Jenna Bowl here on WTBH 5. I'm Sports Director Kevin Marr, joined by Bill Callahan, bringing you the last minute and 43 here of the first half. And the Shamrocks of Marlboro out of Massachusetts, the national champions, have the lead right now, 14-7. And it looks like we're going to have a quarterback change here for the Vipers as Dwayne Milton goes out of the game. And this is Chris Bresnahan, number 12. Actually, not a quarterback change. He's going to do the kicking right here as they will attempt the field goal, which will line up to be about a 47-yard field goal. Ball's at the 30. Again, you add 17 yards for the putback and then the end zone. And Bresnahan able to get it up, but the Shamrocks able to get a hand on it. This one will be blocked and rolled out of the back of the end zone. So again, for the second time today, the Vipers have a kick blocked.
Interesting, very interesting. And both of them in that, in a little bit of the long territory. So 14-7, the score holds. Just a quick touch, Kevin, as we change on the sides here. Watertown Red and Black traces its history back to 1896 and is the only team of minor league football that is mentioned in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
They have a jersey hanging there, I believe.
Yes, they do. Yep. And then, of course, the Glens Falls Green Jackets trace their history back to 1928. So a lot of history in this brand of ball. And, of course, it were teams like this that formed the National Football League back in the 1920s.
And in 1902, in case you're wondering about minor league football in Syracuse, the all-Syracuse professional football team won a national championship way back in 1902. So the Vipers are just one of the teams in a long line of minor league football here in Central New York. As the Shamrocks take over, 1st and 10, Palazzi back in the game, firing, and the pass falls a little bit short. Intended for the receiver that time was Dennis Barbosa, who already has a couple catches in the game for the Shamrocks, but Palazzi again throwing off his back foot. Has a nice drop, but he throws off the back foot a little too much.
Yeah, little dangerous. You're really causing some problems there, increasing the odds of that ball being picked off. But gutsy quarterback, his team with a 7-point lead.
And we should mention, even though the Shamrocks are already 2-0 on the season, both their games have been close for stretches, and then towards the end, they begin to pull away.
Definitely.
That has been the mark of both of their games so far. And Syracuse is 1-0 after beating the Binghamton Jets in a preseason game. And again, it's a 2nd and 10 for Palazzi. Again, he will throw, and again, his pass goes incomplete. Boy, Ronnie Johnson came up and absolutely leveled the receiver that time, Darryl Thomas. But Johnson, really the story of that game, is he leveled Thomas and popped that ball out, too.
Great move. Let's
take a look at the reception here. Again, this is Thomas. But watch number 7 coming in. And he never even sees what hits him, too.
Man, I could feel that one in my lower vertebrae.
And so could Thomas, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think he probably felt it a little more than me.
Somebody called the chiropractor. 1:23 left to go before the half. The Shamrocks are up 14-7. 3rd and 10 now. So if this holds, or the Vipers defense can hold, they might be able to get the ball back one more time. Palazzi over the middle. This one goes to Staples. And again, a receiver touches the ball. And again, he drops it. And again, it looks like the Shamrocks will be forced to punt from in their own territory. And there's Staples a little dejected.
There we go. Number 1 is Staples. Palazzi, the quarterback. Number 7, plenty of time. He could have read a book there, and he should have had it. No question about it. Staples should have had it. He knows he should have had it, and he just runs off, putting his hands in his face.
And he had 3 defenders going the other way from him. There was only one guy to chase him down if he made that catch.
Perfectly executed play, other than dropping the ball.
So again, the Syracuse Vipers will get the ball back here with time to play before the half. 1:16 left to go before the half. They will get another shot. Goodrich, the kicker, able to get this one off. A little chip shot. Wants plenty of time for his defenders to get down. Vipers better get out of the way. Somebody's got to see the ball. And the Shamrocks will down it as Todd Thoreau picks up the ball. The Shamrocks will take over a 1st and 10 on their own 38-yard line.
Taking a look at the minor league football season, you take a look at the Shamrocks schedule last year. They wound up playing 19 football games, going in 19-0. You build a schedule this way. You have your league schedule, which is usually 10 games, plus, if you're good, 1, 2, or 3 playoff games. You try to have 2 or 3 games before the season begins. That brings you up to 15. And then when all of that's over, you have national tournaments, much like bowl play. They can go 1, 2, 3, or 4 levels to a national championship. So these guys can play 19 football games before it's over, and that's a lot of work.
And last year, the Shamrocks beat the Racine team from Racine, Wisconsin for the national championship, and that's how they won that one. So 1:06 left to go before the half. 1st and 10 for the Vipers, trying to get some more points on the board before we come to halftime. Dwayne Milton operating out of the shotgun, firing downfield and looking for the receiver that time, but nothing doing. Saw Brian Giannotta there, but overthrew him by about 5 yards. But a good idea. You got to get down the field.
You see 2 different types of teams usually. You don't see the balance. You either see a tough running football team up the middle, or you see wide open passing type football teams, kind of the Air Coryell type. Syracuse is trying to do both. Marlboro in the past has been a traditional running football team, opening up the passing game a little bit more as time goes on.
Which teams are more successful usually?
Generally, in the past, we've taken a look at all national champions, and the national champions up until a few years ago were teams that ran the football consistently and kept running it up the middle, because in the second half, they usually had their way, which is kind of interesting, I thought.
And this is Dwayne Milton again, the quarterback. 2nd and 10 for the Vipers as they try to punch it at least into Shamrock territory. Less than a minute to go, just under a minute to go before the half. Second quarter dragging out a little bit. Milton throwing the ball that time, and this one goes incomplete. Was looking for the receiver, Joe Roy Baker, who also doubles on the punt return. Had a big one of those already. And there's Milton shaking his head. Here's why.
Taking a peek. He's back from the shotgun, so he's got room to operate. He throws. Ooh. That was definitely about 3.5 yards ahead of him.
So now Milton will have 2 more attempts at least as the Vipers face 3rd and 10, ball on their own 38-yard line. 56 seconds to go before the half. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. And he'll also have a running back there with him. That is Joe Roy Baker, but watch for him to stand back and block and give Milton a little more time to pass. And Milton takes the drop, firing over the middle, and again it is picked off, and again it is picked off by Larry Dory, the linebacker, his 2nd straight interception, and for Dwayne Milton, his 4th interception of the game.
Wow. Dory, number 77, again, one of the captains. 2 pickoffs in a row for him. Let's take a peek once again.
This almost looks like the same exact interception he had the last time.
Sure.
We're almost in the right exact same spot.
And I thought Milton had plenty of time to throw that, and man, went right into his arms.
Give credit to the big linebacker Dory there for having some good hands. 6-foot linebacker, 225 pounds out of Worcester Academy, Worcester. And there he is right there. And again, you do something good, get a drink, do something bad, scratch your head. That's the way it goes. 1st and 10 now. Palazzi for the Shamrocks firing, and another incomplete pass. That one intended for Dennis Barbosa, but comes up 3 yards short. So far, at least the last 2 possessions for each team, the quarterbacks have not been very impressive.
Well, right now, the Vipers have to be very pleased that they're down only 7 points after throwing 4 interceptions. There's no question, especially against a team like Marlboro, Kevin.
And we got 44 seconds left to go before the half. Shamrocks are up 14-7. Vipers have hit a little bit of a lull in their offense, as has the Shamrocks. Shamrocks maybe a little bit more because they were up 14-0 at one point in this game before a Scott touchdown got the Vipers back into this one. Vipers going to bring the blitz on 2nd and 10. Palazzi throwing, finds the receiver who's able to stay in bounds. That's Darryl Thomas with the pass reception. Watch where they spot the ball. I don't think it's enough for a first down. We'll see where it goes. No, the down marker, at least the first down marker, is just past the 45-yard line. This one will come up. The spot at least will be just short.
Take a peek. Palazzi's back. He's looking. Thomas, great position. Keeps it in bounds and then runs out of bounds. Not quite enough for the first down, but a nice gain.
And able to stop the clock, too, most importantly. So into Viper territory go the Shamrocks on 3rd and 1. 2 receivers to each side of Palazzi. Dave Palazzi out of UMass fires this one. And that one goes complete to Fred Staples, able to keep it in the middle of the field, down to 31 seconds, but that will move the chains, and it's first down for the Shamrocks.
And nice catch there by Staples. When he's on, he does very well. And he was on that one. Stops the clock while they move the chains. Here we go.
And Fred Staples, one of the shorter guys on the team, only at 5'10". And Palazzi quickly working, 24 seconds left, 1st and 10, looking for Staples again. Staples goes over the back and able to make the catch. Fred Staples going right over the back of the defender, Rashad Porch.
Unusual for Rashad. Rashad, known as a wide receiver, but also a great D-back for the Vipers.
And Rashad Porch is 5'9", Staples 5'10", and the inch helps him there.
You're darn right. Here we go. Here's the tail end of it right now. Staples, number 1, the intended receiver. Porch, man.
And 1st and 10 now, 8 seconds left to go before the half. Palazzi, plenty of time, finds a man in the end zone, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That is Willie Casey from Rhode Island University. That's where he played his college ball, but that could have been another 6 points for the Shamrocks easily. But again, that's their 3rd or 4th or 5th drop pass.
Oh, definitely. He should have had that one. There we go once again from the shotgun. Palazzi looking. Oh, he got time. Throws. Oh, man, right in his hands and nobody there.
And the Shamrocks will get one last shot at the end zone. 3.7 seconds left to go before the half. 2nd and 10. Ball is on the Viper 14-yard line, but we will have another timeout on the field as the Shamrocks again take a timeout. So now this is where you talk strategy. 3.7 seconds left to go. Let's get some points, maybe send the Vipers into the locker room a little bit dejected.
Oh, definitely. This is a real momentum builder. Let's see what they're going to do right here. Both sides using most of their timeouts here in the 4th quarter, kind of slowing the quarter down, Kevin.
Yeah, we played a fast first quarter. 2nd quarter's dragged on a little bit.
It sure has. Surprising.
And we showed you the Vipers schedule. We'll show you that to you again. This is the 2nd half of the schedule. Again, Albany next week. We fast forward all the way to August 25th, home against Montreal, and then Albany, Glens Falls, Plattsburgh, and then again at Montreal to end the season. 3.7 seconds left to go. 2nd and 10. They will attempt the field goal this time. Will the Marlboro Shamrocks? Bill Costello. There's the spot. There's the kick, and the kick is up, and it is good. So The Marlboro Shamrocks able to add 3 more points here as we end the first half of the first annual Jenna Bowl, and the Shamrocks go up 17-7, and that field goal, a 34-yard field goal by Bill Costello. So now you're the Vipers. What does that do to you going in?
Oh, that's rough. I mean, when you've only scored 1 touchdown and a half a play, and now you're down 10 all of a sudden, you really got to go to plan B. No question about it. I think we might be going to the sidelines here.
So that's what's going to how this game will go into the half. First half of the first ever Jenna Bowl live on WTVH5 is in the books. Marlboro Shamrocks lead this game 17-7 of the Syracuse Vipers. Come back, we'll have the halftime festivities, but we have to send it back now to a news break back at the WTVH5 studios. We'll do that just in a sec, but first, Marshall Lee down on the sidelines is standing by with Syracuse Viper head coach Mike Battle. Marshall.
All right, guys, Coach Battle. 4 turnovers in the first half, but you guys are only down by 10 points. What are you going to tell them at the half?
Just that. We had 4 turnovers. It happened to us last year in the championship game. We was down by 14 points, and we came back with 1. So my guys are confident that we can do it.
Anything you're going to change in the second half?
Yes, quarterback. We're going to try Chris Bresenham out and see if he can move the ball a little bit better.
Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, so Dwayne Milton will take a seat in the second half, and Chris Bresnahan, you heard it from the coach himself, will take over, and we'll see what the Vipers can do as we get ready to play the second half. We'll send it to a break. We'll come back here live at Liverpool High School just after this. Shamrocks lead at halftime, 17-7. You're watching the Jenna Bowl on WTVH5.
There are only a few weeks left before the $5 million Ultimate Fishing Challenge. Get your ticket today for the chance to win one of 50 phenomenal prizes, like a 2-carat diamond ring and a tennis bracelet, a $25,000 shopping spree, or a house full of furniture. Bring the entire family to enjoy the WTVH Kids Fair or the WSEN Oldies Fest. It's free. You only have to pay to fish. Get your ticket before it's too late at Goldberg's, PNC Food Stores, Carousel Mall, Charles Heating, the WTVH Studios, or on the web at WTVH.com.